What's going on, everybody? This is AJ Capasso here with Coventry Circle Paranormal. Wanted to share this video with you. The other night, I got woken up out of my sleep and I just felt like somebody was with me. Normal feeling that I've been getting for a long time now, ever since my abilities have grown, and I had my near-death experience, which started this whole journey. And I got woken up. I decided that, it was a weird feeling just energetically and everything in the room. So I grabbed my device. I went outside. I decided to use, instead of the PSB7, I decided to use the Angelic app by GhostHunterApps.com. It's a newer app that just came out. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. So I went outside. Instead of filming, I decided for some reason to record the audio on my phone, which I never do. I normally always film, but for some reason I decided to do it this way. I was only doing the session for about 3 minutes, just wanted to see, who was going to come through, and if normally when I get these feelings, normally somebody comes through and tells me either why they're here or that they're here, and then I ask them, and it's a whole process. But I turned this app on and I started to get some profound messages for myself, telling me that this is my quest, that there's a certain type of spirit that's in my house, and it kind of shook me up a little bit, made me start kind of getting the the chills, the freaky feeling. You know what I'm talking about. Anyone who's ever experienced the paranormal. And I know I don't get a negative feeling in this house. I don't get that negative feeling. Every entity that comes here now to communicate has been positive. Besides every once in a while, like you guys have seen, we have Richard who comes. He seems like a grumpy older man, but he's great to talk to. And, he doesn't like my nieces too much. But then again, what older grandpa really does, when they're creating such havoc like my little nieces do. But anyway, so it's about a 3-minute long session that I did with the Angelic app. And I want you guys to take a look and tell me what you guys think. Enjoy. Hi there, is anyone here with me? If there's any spirits out here with me, can you please say hello through this device in my hand? This is called the Angelic app. Now, as you see, I ask what spirits are out here with me. And when I do, I immediately get a quick response that says, "That's our name." Now, when you hear "that's our name," I realize that they're referring to the fact that they're called spirits. So I understood after the fact that that's our name. And I went back and forth looking like, did they say their name? Did I miss it or whatever? And no, they were referring to the fact that they're called spirits. And they have told me this multiple times. And I know they have told multiple different paranormal investigators all over YouTube and all over the world that they are referred to as spirits. Then all of a sudden, I tell them about the app, and I tell them the name of the app. And instead of getting a response through the app, you hear an EVP come through and go, "Uh-huh." And what's very weird about that is that wasn't from the app. There was no audio coming out of that app or out of my device when that came through. And it was very freaky to listen to with my headphones on, because as you're going to hear in the replay again, if you listen with headphones, you can hear that person is literally right next to me. And I had both of my phones together like this so that the audio was good, loud, clear, and everything. And I just totally couldn't believe it when I heard that with the headphones on. It was very creepy. And I was getting that vibe, like I said, that there was somebody around me ever since I woke up and I walked outside. So take a listen again. First to the "that's our name," and then second to the "uh-huh." Listen closely. What is it doing outside? This house is growing? Growing how? You saw the light? These next set of responses really kind of took me off guard. As I was trying to get them to see if they were intelligent and tell me that it was snowing outside, I get a response that says, "This house," then it pauses and said, "is growing." So I heard that and I'm like, this house is growing. And then all of a sudden I get a response that sounds like, "You'll see," which I didn't hear in real time. And then all of a sudden it says, "I saw the light." Now, it didn't dawn on me till afterwards, looking back at certain research that I've done and getting certain responses in the past. And also, as you'll see in the audio as it goes on further, what I believe it means. And one of the things I thought it meant in the beginning was this house is growing, meaning that maybe there's a ton of spirits that are coming into the house to communicate, because we have been doing sessions in the home and we have been for a while now, and spirits do come, especially some earthbound spirits that want to get crossed over. They will let me know and we will help them and we'll cross them over as best that we can. And we do what we can for them, and I treat all of them with respect, like every researcher and investigator should, because when you don't, that's when you get those problems. And they will let you know. Trust me on that. But after getting the "I saw the light," I realized that from past research that when we open our third eyes, and one of the meditations that I do works with my chakras, and I have worked to always open my third eye. I work on my chakras constantly. And when you do that, one of the things that the spirit said to me in the past was, especially my guys, they tell me this all the time, every time I ask, is that before we open our third eyes, it's like we have a flashlight right here. And after we open our third eye, it's like a floodlight. And especially anybody who already has abilities or is sensitive, basically that light is like a floodlight going through your house. And in their realm, it's like a lighthouse to them and they get attracted to it. And that's why a lot of people that are sensitive, according to them and from what research I have gotten, that is the reason why I believe that a lot of people have spirits that enter their home and will come out of nowhere sometimes. And I believe it's because a lot of people that don't know that they have abilities or that are sensitive to this phenomena, with energy and everything, I believe that, these spirits see that floodlight like a lighthouse and they get attracted to it. So listen to these responses again and think about what I just said. But keep listening and see how it goes further. It's pretty intense. Right. Is the light growing in this house? Now, the first response that you hear with that whisper voice is, "This is your quest." Now, I've been told by Spirit multiple times that when I had my near-death experience and I came back and I started to experience these heightened abilities that I had as a kid and I kind of forgot about, um, they told me that I was on this quest and I was meant to get into this research, especially after everything I witnessed, and they let me know and let my whole family know, which was very frightening to us in the beginning. Um, and they come off and they say, "This is your quest." Now, I've heard this multiple times from my spirit guides, like I said. But the next thing that they say is they're finishing up with what my quest is in the beginning, and it says, "Interest in spirit." Then the voice says afterwards, which you can hear, it says, "Where on earth are you?" That part I didn't understand. So if you guys have any idea of what that may be, please leave a comment on our Facebook page or leave us a comment on the bottom of this video if you can. And tell me what that last part you may think means. Are they trying to find me at this moment because they can't find where I am at this exact moment for some reason? But then again, I don't think that that would really make sense because they've told me multiple times that they are able to see us. And we've even held cards up and they've told us the number and the suit of the cards on all the experiments that we run as a group with our international group of researchers. So I found it really fascinating. So take a listen again to the "This is your quest" and then that second response. I found it absolutely amazing. Are there spirits in the house? A spirit? Shadow being. What is its name? Should we be careful? Now, as I ask, is there a spirit in the house? I get two quick replies. One says, "Oh yes," and then another one says, "A spirit," meaning one spirit. A spirit. So I say to them, "A spirit, one spirit," basically. And they come through and say, "Shadow being." Shadow being. Now, as anyone knows who's part of this field, we know that we don't really know what a shadow being really is. There's this thing amongst certain mediums that believe that it's just another way for spirit to manifest themselves. Nothing really to be alarmed of, depending on the energy they're giving off, whether it's positive or it's negative. You obviously can have shadow beings that are very negative. Even demons can do such things. Those thought forms can be very strong, and you don't obviously want to cross paths with those type of shadow beings. But what's weird about that is that I have always seen shadows down here in the basement where I sleep. And I'll be walking down the stairs at nighttime after getting a drink in the middle of the night, and I'll see one at the bottom of the stairs as I'm walking down, and then it'll dart really quick the minute I open the door, and I could see it, the darker mass in a human form, dart away. But it never causes any problems. It doesn't cause any fear in me or fear in anyone in the house. It's very positive. I have no issues with it, but it definitely did send chills down my spine when I heard it. So I ask what the shadow being's name is, and you hear Angel. And I found that very weird to hear the name Angel come through, because was this one of my guides or guardian angels in that form manifested, watching and protecting me? in helping me with this work? Or, again, going back and playing devil's advocate, is this something I need to be worried about that's trying to act as it is an angel? Because it's a weird name out of nowhere to hear angel. Especially in the paranormal, we think immediately angel, demon. But it could just mean that it was a spirit named Angel. But if you listen further, you'll see what kind of got me a little chilled to the bone. But when I ask, should we be careful regarding, obviously, the shadow being is what I meant. And then you hear a voice come through and say, one must. Take a listen again to these responses. Shadow being. Shadow being. Name. Spirit, may I ask you what your name is so I can thank you? Now, as I ask for the spirit's name, to basically thank them for these messages that are coming through, I'm ending the session and I wanted to properly thank them, so I ask for his or her name. Immediately, you hear the name Timothy come through. Listen to this response again and listen to how clear it is. Well, my friend, thank you for communicating with me. I appreciate you. I wish you love, light, and peace. Now, the last two responses that came through freaked me out a little bit. I had just thrown my cigarette out, I let the dog in, and I had just put my hand on the door as I was ending it. Well, all of a sudden, before I could open the door and go inside, I had an immediate thought, man, it's cold out here. I gotta go inside. Well, without saying anything out loud, all of a sudden, through the box, you hear the first response. Come inside now. Then, immediately after that, you hear the second response, which kind of sent chills down my spine again. And it said, it's helping you. I wish you... Now, the reason why that sent chills down my spine and it kind of brought everything full circle for this session is because I immediately got the vision of a shadow being. And I immediately got the feeling that this shadow being that's in the house has been helping me. And why I say that is recently, I've been doing a lot of sessions for people to reach their loved ones and have had amazing success. One of our team members in the International Group of Researchers Network that we started with paranormal researchers all around the world, my best friend who's in Half Earned Paranormal from the UK, Robin, we were able to reach his wife's father who came through, told her that he loves her, that he's with her all the time, and we got to reach Robin's sister's best friend, Mandy. And it was an emotional couple sessions that we had, along with other people's loved ones who have reached out, and we were able to help them. And I was able to connect with their loved ones in my home right over a video call using my spirit box, and they said things that only they would know. I knew nothing about these people, and I didn't even know what to look for answers, and they were coming through left and right after we asked for them. And the people who were watching were in complete awe. And I was in complete awe because I didn't know any responses that I was looking for. And it started to make me think, this shadow being must be helping me. And I found it so weird that as I'm ready to come inside, it says, come inside now. It's helping you. I wish you... And I couldn't help but get that chill down my spine and think to myself, shadow beings are a scary thing, a scary phenomenon because of all the negative things you hear about, especially on paranormal shows and everything like that. And they have like kind of this bad rep. Now, I don't feel that way personally. My beliefs are a little bit different, but it still sent the chill down my spine thinking that there's a shadow being in my house, and now this device is telling me to come inside, and it's helping me. It made me feel a little uneasy for a second. And so I say thank you, and I send peace, love, and light, and I end the session. But listen to these two responses again and think about what I just said. I wish you light and peace. God bless you, my friend.